everyone and welcome to this new episode of the Privacy Rules Webcast. Today we are going to discuss with our members from Switzerland that are Gabriel Avigdor and Ludovic Tirelli. They are the founder of datalex, but they just flanked it with the penalex in order to provide services not just in civil and administrative law, but also in criminal law. And they are the representative of these two different sectors. So I would like to start speaking with them and asking them a bit about themselves and their experience.
Thank you very much, Alessandro. So it's a great pleasure to present our project with Ludovic today as a member of Privacy Rules for Switzerland. So myself, I'm a Swiss attorney specialized in data privacy, new technologies in Switzerland. I have experienced over the past years advising corporations, clients on corporate matters, including on digital initiatives, projects, commercial transactions, IT and cloud, but focusing at the moment really on data privacy, also on GDPR implementation for local companies, and also on the revision of the Data Privacy Act in Switzerland that we may discuss a bit further after. I'm also a certified information privacy professional, a CIPP for Europe, CIPP-E, from the IAPP, and I teach at the University of Geneva on medical device and regulation of digital health. I also write some blogs on the internet on new technologies and trends, and I will leave my partner to discuss about him.
Thank you. I am Ludovic Tirelli. I am a litigation lawyer here in Switzerland, focusing on two main areas. The first one is criminal law, specifically business crime and mutual legal assistance, and the second one is information technology law. Okay, that's why I am now actually dealing with cases related to cybercrime and all kind of criminal procedure that have to do with data and data collection. I also teach at the University of Applied Science in Neuchâtel. I teach business crime law and criminal law, and that's it. I'm very happy to be a member of the Alliance Privacy Rules and to talk with you today.
Thank you, Gabriel and Ludovic. This introduction just gave us an idea on how relevant is the expertise of the member of this alliance. So I would like to proceed asking you a bit more about penalex and datalex, and I would like in particular to ask how the project started and which is the idea behind it.
Thank you. So I will start a bit with the background of this project and why we came to this idea and concept. So we have, datalex is a company, but not only a company, we have designed digital platforms. And the concept behind is that we live in a digital world and a fast-paced environment, and businesses and clients want to have information easily accessible at any time from anywhere, and it needs to be reliable. So how to cope with these needs of having access to information and have experts and have available lawyers? Then we came to this idea to build a platform, and datalex is one of this implementation of this idea. We have basically three pillars that support this concept. So the first one is information. So we would like to provide information that is reliable, that we create and where clients and the public can have access to. The second one is expertise, so subject matter expert that you can find, because if you are looking for a lawyer, you don't know exactly if the person does everything, anything, or if this person is a subject matter expert. And we focus really on our expertise, which on datalex it's relating to data privacy, new technologies, and this is really what connects us in this project, as well as cybercrime and healthcare, especially with digital initiatives and regulatory aspects. So this is the second pillar of looking for an expert. And the third one is availability and transparency. The aim is to have an expert when you find the information on the web. That is immediately available. So you could ask a question immediately, you can book a meeting online, and we have transparency of the costs so that if you ask a question, you know how much it costs and you can pay in advance. So I think that's the basics of the foundations of those platforms that we have created, and I will let Ludovic talk about the second project we have.
Okay, so datalex is all about data protection and privacy. Penalex, it's all about criminal law, business crime and mutual legal assistance. It's the same concept. We want firstly provide easily understandable information about Swiss criminal law, Swiss criminal procedure, and as you know, there is a bunch of information out in the web. We choose the right information and we make it easily understandable. That's the first point of penalex platform. And the second point is that we provide counsel, advice through the platform. And as you know, in criminal cases, you often can't wait to have the law offices to open on the Monday morning and so on. You need an answer immediately. That's why we can deliver information within 24 hours. Or we also have a hotline. You can call us 24/7, any time of the day or the night, holiday, vacation. We have a team of lawyers that are experts in these criminal topics that will answer you and guide you through the first steps. And of course, at the end, if you want more support for a criminal case, then we can defend your rights, we can assist you, we can go to court, because once again, we are trial lawyers, we do litigation, and that's what we do.
This is truly very interesting, Gabriel and Ludovic, and gave us an idea on the fully fledged service that you are providing to your clients. So I would like to ask you which are your direct experience in this sector, and if there are some cases that you would like to discuss about with us today.
Okay, maybe I will start with datalex, where we provide support in my area of expertise, which is counseling, but also on criminal and cybercrime matters, and as well of litigation, which is more Ludovic's expertise. So despite the fact that we have those platforms, and which aim is to have kind of a lawyer in your pocket, you can, through datalex, we provide services to businesses. The types of cases that we have at the moment is first on a local level in Switzerland to advise companies, because we do not really have the GDPR applying to many businesses, because the landscape in Switzerland and the economy is still focused on local. Therefore, the GDPR does not apply to many businesses unless they are multinationals. So for those, we provide GDPR implementation services, advice on e-marketing, etc. But on the local level, more data protection, awareness, training and conferences. Particularly yesterday, I was giving a conference to doctors on the revision of the Data Privacy Act in Switzerland, where you really understand that there is a need of awareness, training, because doctors and in the health sector, because of the sensitivity of the data, it's extremely important to provide at least basic information, but also tools for them so that they can use on a daily basis. Other types of projects that we have relates to digital health, very much involved in telemedicine initiatives for startups and also other types of organizations, and also on medical device regulation for corporations, and also on software as a medical device. That's a project that we have. Also, I was part of this webinar on cryptocurrency, which you can have more information if you go on the PrivacyRules website. But that's the kind of initiative we have, despite the regular work on contracts, advising corporations, and some litigations when it comes to to civil or administrative law. That's the kind of project that we have, which is also international with foreign companies, with datalex.
And Ludovic, what about penalex?
We have the standard cases in criminal law, but mostly oriented to the business crime and the mutual legal assistance. We tried a big case last year in front of the Swiss Federal Court, which was about terrorism financing and criminal organization, which ended to be a success for our client, which was acquitted. But we also do a lot of cybercrime. Really, we have more and more cases about cybercrime because, as you know, business crime is moving on the web. Okay, and maybe one point where our areas of expertise between Gabriel and I meet is all the data that are collected in a criminal investigation. As you know, in a criminal investigation, police and prosecution will collect a big amount of information about you. Often it's sensitive information, and we have strategies to access this information and to check if the information is right, to correct it when it's wrong, to erase it when the case is over. It's a big part of our activity to access the data and erase it at the end of the investigation. We also have an expertise with accessing police databases. When you want to know if there is something going on against you, we're used to doing this. It's our daily business.
Great, thank you. You just explained why it's important to have two experts that comes from different areas as you are, and this is probably the reason why you decided to work together. And similarly, this is probably also the reason why you are a member of an alliance as PrivacyRules. So we spoke a bit about your company, penalex and datalex. Now I would like to ask you a bit on what's happening in your country, Switzerland, and which is your privacy landscape in this moment.
So I think one of the thing that is happening in Switzerland at the moment is relating to the revision of the Swiss Data Protection Act in line of aligning with the GDPR and the European standards. We are not currently there because the law is still under discussion, and we have made some adjustments as usual in Switzerland, which is not sticking totally to the GDPR standards, such as the level of fines. There are probably not going to be any administrative fines imposed when there is a violation of data protection in Switzerland, where you would have to go through a criminal trial to claim that there is a violation of the privacy. So this is an area which is really relating to data protection and criminal law, because in Switzerland we have a mechanism where you have only a way for individuals to initiate a criminal trial or a civil damages trial at the moment. And that's what is going on, what the biggest change in Switzerland for data privacy. And we've been talking a bit in other webinars of the Swiss Data Protection Act, so you can refer to those, data transfer or the regime in general in Switzerland in the other webinars we did.
Yes, Gabriel has been one of the most active members in the recordings of webinars, exactly because Switzerland is probably one of the most active countries in the sector of data protection and privacy.
Maybe another point in relation with this revision of the Data Protection Act is that we, at this point in Switzerland, do not have any crime of identity theft. You know, identity theft is a huge problem on the internet, and there is no such crime under Swiss law. And when we are facing identity theft, we have to treat these cases with other type of crimes, which are fraud, false documents, and so on, which are not always very well adapted. And the big change that might come with the revision of the Act is that we will create a crime specific which will have to do with identity theft.
Yes, this is all truly really interesting, and since we are running out of our time, I would like also to ask you if there is anything else you would like to add.
We have also Supreme Court who is very conscious about data protection matters in criminal investigations. And these last days, I'm thinking about this week, the week before, we had big decision, very important decision from the Swiss Federal Court. For example, the last one was a situation in which, as you know, police makes videos of what is happening on the highways. And through the videos that were taken on the highways, police could identify somebody who was driving without a license. And they used this information, these videos, as an element of evidence to go against this driver. And he was convicted. The case was brought to the Supreme Court, which said that this kind of data collection was against the Data Protection Act, okay? And it was an illegal evidence, and the whole case was dismissed. And we have the Supreme Court that is very hard on this point. Another case 3 weeks ago in which a private driver had a dash cam. You know, the dash cam is recording what's going on in front of your car, okay? And with the dash cam, the driver could make videos of another driver that was making some serious violation of the law related to traffic. And once again, these videos were taken as evidence to convict the other driver. The case went to the Supreme Court, which said that images from a dash cam are kind of secret images, because when you're driving, you cannot expect yourself to be recorded, okay? And in such cases, we have to apply the same standard as when police is recording you without you knowing it. And in this case, the conditions were not met. And once again, the evidence was taken out of the file and the whole case was dismissed. So these are the points that are very actual now in Switzerland. How do we treat data as evidence in criminal proceedings?
Thank you very much, Ludovic. This is really interesting to know in particular how data are detected during investigations. And now I would like to ask if there is anything else, guys, that you would like to add in relation to your activities.
Thanks very much. I think what I want to say is that Switzerland remains a very innovative country, and we see a lot of innovation in relation to the digital age. We have a lot of startups, lots of initiatives, so there is a lot going on and to follow from Switzerland, and I'm very happy to see what is going to happen in relation to data privacy with the new act, and I'm really happy to continue discussion with my other fellow members, our members at Privacy Rules, and this is really great exchanges that we have to build this global expertise worldwide with this alliance, and so that's my few concluding words. But I don't know if you want to add something, Ludovic.
I totally agree with what Gabriel said.
Okay, thank you very much, Gabriel and Ludovic. We just ran out of our time, so I would like also to thank all our listeners and to invite them to follow us at privacyrules.com, and also, of course, to follow you at datalex or penalex.ch, that is your website. And I hope to see you very, very soon. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Ciao,
Bye.
Sandro.
Ciao.